Trivia is a thing you either love it or you hate it. I am still in that first category. However, there are more and more people I know who have moved to the other side of this argument. This is important to me because I know a lot of trivia, and I don't want to be the lone person on the side of a mountain just reciting state capitals. Something similar to that was said by Ken Jennings in a TED Talk. Today I will be talking about the past, the present, and the future of trivia. In the future of trivia, will everyone love it, or will people decide that trivia is really trivial? In order to talk about the future trivia, I have to start with the past, at the beginning. The word trivia has a couple of different origins. According to Merriam-Webster, trivia comes from the Latin triviales, meaning found everywhere and commonplace. Its literal meaning is a place where roads meet. Speaking of that, in the ancient Roman Empire, around 31 BCE to 476 CE, the Roman Empire had some pretty famous roads that connect it, and where these roads meet was the crossroads. These became so commonplace that very inconsequential or trivial things happened there. The next main use of the word was in medieval Egypt. There, students would learn grammar, logic, rhetoric, or persuasion. These were known as the trivium. After that, they learned the quadrivium, which included math, geometry, music, and astronomy. Around 1565, the word trivium began referring to as little bits of unimportant information that only a few were interested in. Jumping forward a few hundred years, in the year 1902, Trivialities, Bits of Information of Little Consequence, was first published, though it would take about 16 years to become popular. This was the first time the word trivia was used. Throughout the 1950s, a few years later, quiz shows came to TV and became very commonplace, with shows like 21, Dodo, and the $64,000 question becoming very popular. This was going on, and these shows were more popular than ever until in 1959. It was revealed that these shows were rigged, and the contestants were being fed answers. This resulted in trivia becoming way less popular and being taken off the air. This became known as the quiz show scandals. Trivia was taken off TV for a while until in 1964, on March 30th to be exact, a little show called Jeopardy aired, hosted by, you know it, Art Fleming. It started airing on NBC Weekly. How it's airing now. Jeopardy didn't want to be seen as the quiz show scandal, so they gave the contestants the answer, and the contestants had to ask the host a suitable question, like, what is hypotenuse? They also, at first, were only allowed to win up to 5 days in a row. They would remove this rule later on, allowing for players like Ken Jennings, James Holzhauer, and Matt Ammonium to have very long winning streaks, winning millions of dollars in the process. Jeopardy was canceled after its first season. In 1965, trivia became an informal game for college students where they would just ask each other questions. Back to Jeopardy. In 1978, it was brought back, only to then be canceled again in 1979. Also, in that same year, the trivia game Trivial Pursuit was created, leading to it being published in 1982. The next year, in 1983, the rights to Jeopardy were sold, and the host, Alex Trebek, was brought on. Alex Trebek was born in Canada and moved to the United States when his career was flourishing. He has been the host of several shows including Battlestars, The $128,000 Question, Double Dare, and, of course, Jeopardy! He has been very giving with his time, money, and talent. He is a trivia leader and a personal role model because of this and his innate knowledge of everything. In the year 1988, the show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire premiered with host Regis Philbin. In this show, people worked their way through 15 questions trying to win $1 million. John Carpenter was the first person to win $1 million. He was very cocky and used to phone a friend at the end on the $1 million question to call his dad and say, "Hey Dad, I'm going to win $1 million." He later came back to the show, but failed to win another $1 million. Trivia was triumphing with shows like The Chase, Cash Cab, Price is Right, and several more. Jeopardy was going strong with Alex Trebek as host until, on November 8th, 2020, the show Jeopardy and the entirety of TV trivia changed forever. Alex Trebek died at the age of 80 because of stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Jeopardy was now hostless. Jeopardy went through a phase throughout most of 2021 where they went through several guest hosts. They have since decided that the new host will be Ken Jennings and Mayim Bialik. The future of trivia is obviously unknown because I'm not a time traveler, But I think trivia will continue to be known about how it is. People will continue to play quiz games and watch shows like the ones I mentioned before. You can lead in trivia by playing and learning facts. Trivia isn't trivial, and remember, due to the legislative action of 1707, Queen Anne was officially the last monarch of independent Scotland. That was today's Final Jeopardy. Thank you, Alex.